Here's the cruel part about waiting for your life to get better. Sometimes the waiting hurts more than the problem itself. You keep checking the clock. Another week passes, then another month, and somehow you're still standing in the exact same place. And the most frustrating part? You actually did the work. You changed your mindset. You learned to regulate yourself. You tried to heal. But your bank account didn't heal with you. The opportunities didn't suddenly appear. The outside world didn't get the memo that you've changed. That's where this gets psychologically brutal. You can feel completely different inside, while your circumstances look exactly the same. You're not lazy. You're not ungrateful. You're in the in-between, healed enough to know better, but not free enough to feel better. And nobody really tells you how exhausting that space can be, because hope feels beautiful until you're using hope to pay for things that require money. So why does waiting hurt this much? Why can doing nothing feel more exhausting than actually doing something? Because your body doesn't only remember what happened, it remembers what happened the last time you hoped something would change. So when something good finally appears, your nervous system may not experience it as relief. It may experience it as danger. Your brain quietly says, "Don't get excited, don't believe it, don't get your hopes up," because disappointment feels safer when you've already expected it. That protective response is armor. It isn't proof that you're negative, and it definitely isn't proof that you failed at healing. Sometimes the part of you calling yourself pessimistic is actually the part of you trying desperately to prevent another emotional hit. And underneath all of that, there's another conflict happening. One part of you wants to surrender. Another part is screaming, "We don't have time." Money is running low. Bills are still coming. The future still needs an answer. So telling yourself to simply trust the process can start feeling insulting. Eventually, your system gets overloaded. And when the internal noise becomes too much, your brain may pull the circuit breaker. You go numb. You stop caring for a while. You stare at your phone and can't even make yourself respond. Then you make the mistake of asking the biggest question possible. How am I going to fix my entire life? Don't. Not today. When you're overwhelmed, the solution isn't always to think bigger. Sometimes it's to make the problem smaller. Forget the next 5 years. Forget whether everything will work out. Bring your attention back to the next 24 hours. Ask yourself one thing. What is one small action that makes tomorrow slightly safer than today? That's your target. Maybe it's sending one email, applying for one opportunity, cleaning your workspace, going outside, eating something, tying the next damn shoelace. And lower the bar, seriously. You don't need to operate at 100% just because you're scared of falling behind. Do what's necessary. Do what keeps the lights on. Do what protects your stability. And let some of the unnecessary things remain unfinished. Because you're probably carrying something nobody else can see. Every disappointment, every financial fear, every unanswered question becomes weight. So stop pretending the boulder isn't there. You don't have to prove that you're strong by acting like this is easy. You're allowed to move slower. Slow progress is still movement, and surviving a difficult season without destroying yourself is progress too. And when the numbness comes back, don't immediately attack yourself for it. Sometimes your mind isn't quitting, it's asking for a break. Rest doesn't mean you've surrendered your future. It means you're giving your nervous system enough space to come back online. You don't owe anyone constant productivity while you're exhausted. You don't need to turn every painful season into a lesson, a business plan, or a comeback story. Sometimes the first sign of change is incredibly quiet. You wake up one morning and you don't feel quite as trapped as you did yesterday. The circumstances may still be there. The bills may still exist. The uncertainty may still exist, but you're no longer carrying all of it every second. That's the shift. The fire doesn't have to disappear before you move. You don't have to feel completely safe before you take the next step. You just need enough stability for one step, then another, and another. Not because you suddenly know how everything ends, but because standing still isn't helping anymore. Remember where we started? You were standing still, waiting for the fire to stop. But maybe the answer was never to wait until life became painless. Maybe the answer is learning to move while it's still hard. You are not failing because you're tired. You're tired because you've been carrying a lot. So take the next small step. Let tomorrow be tomorrow, and stop demanding that your whole life get better before you're allowed to move forward. If you're in this in-between right now, subscribe. This is a space for the soul work nobody sees.